Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Soph. I'm your host Sophia, and this is my podcast. This is my first episode. So if you're listening in, I'm happy you're here. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess this podcast, I kind of want it to be whatever I want it to be honest. It could be about interviewing people, which I think I will probably be doing a lot of, even if it's just talking about life, whatever I'm going through, whatever people are going through, then I could do that too. But I think it will primarily be about interviewing other people. I feel like everyone has a story, everyone has something to say, so I think this would be a really cool platform and place for people to do that. So, okay, jumping right in. I think it's only fair for you guys to get to know me, so I guess I'll be asking myself some questions, or I guess I have some questions here that a lovely friend called ChatGPT kind of came up with, but it'll do the job. It'll get you guys to know a little bit about myself. So, okay. So why are you starting this podcast? I guess I'm never really one to be like, oh my gosh, let me sit down and talk about my entire life. But I thought it would be kind of fun just to start talking about it. Yeah, I thought it would be a fun thing to start. They offer it at school, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll start a podcast. Yeah, and that's kind of that. And what do I hope that you guys will get out of it? Well, if you guys want to listen to it, that's great. If you don't want to listen to it, also great. I think this might also be kind of therapeutic for me to just kind of, you ever heard of like rejection therapy? Like get out and like ask someone something crazy and they say no, but it's just for you to kind of get used to doing it. I think this is kind of my rejection therapy. So, it's getting me out talking to people or I guess just talking in front of people, the thought of maybe people hearing this. I think it's good for me. So, yeah. Okay. My background. Where am I from? How did it shape me? So I'm from Okinawa, Japan, which is a little crazy and out there. But my dad, he's a teacher for Dodea, so he kind of works for the military. He's not in the military, doesn't serve or anything like that, but yeah, he teaches military kids. So I was born and raised over there. I was there for 18 years. It's funny, I actually come from a long line of teachers. My grandparents also taught in Okinawa, Japan. My grandma was, what is it? She's what is it called? It's like when you cook, you can sew. Home ec. There we go. She was a home ec teacher. And my grandpa, he was a math teacher, which is funny because I'm really bad at math, but I obviously did not get that gene. But yeah, that's why I was over there. I love it over there. If any of you guys ever want to visit Japan, 100% recommend it. I don't speak Japanese, unfortunately. I was born and raised on a military base, so yeah, I didn't get any of that. I did live off base though, but yeah, I can introduce myself. I won't right now just because my accent is really bad, but it's a little fun little party trick I can whip out of my back pocket. Let's see. Okay, my personal and professional journey so far. I came to the States for school. I actually was in Washington State for 2 years before this. I played volleyball, so that's kind of what I'm doing. So I played at a community college at JUCO for 2 years. Whatcom Community College. I actually did love it up there. It was really pretty, but it was a little too cold for me. I would say that only like you really go for the summer months. Like that's like the prime Washington weather. Like there's no other place like it. But the rest of the months, like the other 9 months are just kind of dark, rainy, and it's okay. If you like that weather, perfect for you. Just wasn't really for me. I come from an island, so just didn't really align there. But in the summer, it really is pretty. There's nothing compared to it. I went to Washington because my grandparents, the ones I talked about earlier, they live over there. So I want to be near family because my parents were still in Okinawa for a little bit. But yeah, so that's how I ended up there. I ended up at UAM because I wanted to continue my volleyball journey. I'm a communications major, so I needed to finish school. So yeah, it just kind of worked out that way. And so yeah, I'm at UAM. So far, I really love it. Everybody's really nice. The Southern hospitality thing is very real. Everyone's so kind here. And so far, I really enjoy it. Okay, let's see. What kind of energy or mindset I bring to the mic? I think a little bit of a nervous energy. Just starting off, this is my first episode. I think you could probably feel the awkwardness that's kind of coming off me in waves right now. But I'm hoping that it'll relax as I get used to being in front of a camera. So yeah, I actually did. Okay, we're sharing a lot right now. I used to do musical theater growing up. So like talking in front of people hasn't been an issue. I think the idea of it being recorded, that's kind of new, I guess. Okay. Are there certain causes, topics, or communities that I care about? Like I said, I'm on the volleyball team. I love being active. I love being outside. I'm also really in the church community, so I love God. I guess that's kind of something that I like to talk about. I'm not sure if I'll bring that as much into this podcast as, but yeah, that's just a couple of things about me. Let's see, a couple of things that, I guess some hobbies I can talk about too. I love to read. That is something I love to do. I haven't been doing as much reading as I would like to, but that's also because I'm in school and volleyball takes a lot of my time. But whenever there's a break, I read so many books. I think during the summer I read 15. Yeah, I read about like 15 books. I love like fantasy. I'm not too much of a read real life stuff. I love the fantasy world. I love that type of things. I think my favorite book, which might be kind of controversial, is Fourth Wing right now, just because I love dragons and I love like that type of fantasy stuff. So yeah, that's just kind of my favorite book right now. Oh, sorry, my hobbies. I love being outside. I love to go hiking. I love camping. I love camping. It's so much fun. I just kind of being away from your phone, read a book, sit in a hammock, look at the sky, just simple things like that. I like to go to the beach. That's probably my favorite things to do of all time. But that's also because I'm from an island and that's all you really could do. Just go to school, do volleyball, whatever. Go to the beach after. Enjoy it. I love it. And I'm trying to think of what other stuff I do. I like to, let's see. I like to draw sometimes, but not because I'm good or anything. I just like to do it. Whenever I'm in class, you will always see me doodling. That's just kind of helps me focus. Kind of. Sometimes I get too much into the drawing aspect of it, but I think it's better than me being on my phone or else I'll be completely sucked in. So, yeah, I like to do that sometimes. Yeah. Okay, that's a couple of my hobbies. Okay, my personality. Okay, I think I'm definitely a nervous person, especially when you first meet me. It definitely takes a little bit to get to know me, I'd say. I'm pretty shy right off the bat, but, yeah, I would say that kind of sums me up pretty well. I like to think I'm pretty nice. I sometimes have a funny joke here or there, at least I like to think, but, yeah, I guess that's kind of me. Okay, it says tell a story that shows your character. Let me think. This might stump me a little bit. Tell a story that shows my character. I'm gonna have to circle back to that one. Okay, what to expect from the show? Will it be serious, funny, raw, or inspiring? I feel like it's pretty raw. I'm gonna try not to take too many cuts. Obviously, if there's a long pause, I will be trimming that. I feel like that would be a little awkward if I didn't. But yeah, I like the raw aspect of it. Yeah, I want this to be as true as it can be, and I hope that this podcast will make it happen. Okay, be real about where you're at. Are you nervous, excited, learning as you go? definitely learning as I go. This is my first podcast I've ever made. Not even thing that I thought I would be doing, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm excited. A little nervous, for sure. I'm not, like I said, not used to talking in front of the camera too much, but I'm excited. I think this will be a fun little thing to make. And I'm excited for the people who I'll bring onto this show. I think I'm going to bring people on from my community. Maybe I'll interview my roommates to see what they say about that. I think I'll interview people on my team, maybe even my coaches if it comes to that. We'll see. I think also just people from my other classes. Maybe even, like more people from my community. There's one person I have in particular that I would love to interview, but we'll see if I can get him to come on here. And also people just from my past, I guess, people that I grew up with, my Okinawa friends. I'd love to have them on here. We always have different schedules, so it's hard to talk to them anyway, but it'll be awesome if I could bring them on here and just see where we all kind of ended up. Okay. Yeah, I think that kind of sums this up. That's my first episode. Thank you for listening in. Any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be posting this, but yeah, we'll see. Okay. Thanks for listening. Bye.